The most important thing to succeed as an attorney is learning the habits and the ways that people think that are successful and then implementing those. And the only way you're going to do that is if you're able to surround yourself with the right people. And then once you surround yourself with the right people, taking the right actions. And the point is that the people we're around really shape who we become. And the people we learn about and study also shape who we become, because it can show you what's possible. It kind of can set your thermostat a lot higher in terms of what's possible for you. And our values are also shaped by the decisions that we make, by the people we spend time with. If you gravitate and spend time with successful people, you're more likely to be successful and learn from them and what they do and become better. And if you gravitate and spend your time with less successful people, their habits are likely to rub off on you as well. A point that I like to make is imagine the most successful business people and the most successful politicians they're spending their time with. In most instances, other than their family, they're going to be very selective. And they're going to put themselves around the people that are the most competitive in the most competitive environments and that also have high goals for themselves. If you surround yourself with very successful people, you're going to do much better than if you don't. There's no difference in terms of what you're learning in any law school. It's all the same thing in every college. And law firms all write briefs and they all do corporate transactional work. The difference is the people that you're around when you're in the really good colleges and law schools and law firms. Those people have higher expectations about what is acceptable in terms of behavior and what is acceptable in terms of what a law firm should be billing and how hard people should be working and the hours and the types of clients that come in. It's actually very easy to become a partner in any law firm. All you need to do is get a lot of business. And if you have a lot of business, you can be a partner in another law firm if you're not a partner in the law firm you're in. It's just really about how much business you have and how large your clients are. Partners start in smaller law firms all the time and move up to larger law firms. I've even seen people start out as solo practitioners and do very well and develop a book of business and move to larger and larger firms. I have one candidate that I was working with 6 months ago, and she started out as a solo practitioner and now works for an Am Law 100 law firm, and I was able to get her in there. Not in her first move, in the second move I made her. And she started out with a decent sized book of business and got a larger one, and she continues to get a larger book of business. So the harder you work at bringing in clients, the more you learn about how others bring in clients, the better job you do with your existing clients, and don't try to milk every client that comes in for as much money as possible. I mean, the best attorneys typically will make their clients feel like they're being underbilled for the work as opposed to being overbilled. And you make sure you do a good job with every single person you represent. With time, if you do a good job with your clients, you'll get referrals. Those referrals will give you more referrals, and you'll do a good job. Getting business is not easy, especially when you're starting out. One of the things that a lot of people talk about in sales and marketing, and this isn't my personal opinion, but in sales and marketing, a lot of people talk about this, is that you spend 80% of your time selling the product and 20% of the time developing it. And that's not something you can do when you bill by the hour, but what you do need to do is you need to build prospecting into your day, and you make sure that you're continually doing things to prospect and develop business. So that means maybe cold calling a certain percentage of the day, maybe the first hour or 2 hours of your day, sending letters, sending emails, connecting with people on LinkedIn, getting the word out about what you do. And prospecting is very important. It's important in any business, and the most successful attorneys are constantly prospecting. I talk about an attorney that I know with a $100 million book of business, and he still spends time prospecting every day. 3 or 4 nights a week, he's out having dinners and meeting with clients and past clients and potential future clients and networking. He calls people about cases when he sees things are filed that he can help them with. And so you need to be able to build prospecting into your day. You need to be willing to ask for business. You need to be willing to keep your ambition focused and continually make sure that you're focused on getting business and not just doing the work. And the example that I gave in the article was a guy that started out doing labor and employment work. And what he would do is he would call all the firms when he saw they had labor and employment work and start bringing in this work every day, just everything he could do to bring in labor employment cases. He did a good job with them. He got good results. He was very detail-oriented in terms of the work that he did. He didn't overbill people for the work, and he kept getting more and more referrals. And eventually he started asking them, can I have these other types of cases like commercial litigation and so forth that came in? And he got them. And then he got a case from General Motors, actually, and it became a huge, like, national headline case all over the papers and news and evening news and so forth. And suddenly he was a huge name and built up a major law firm. So the idea is that you need to be able to commit and make business generation something that's important, and you need to be able to continually do it, and you need to build prospecting into your day. You need to build getting additional business into your day. And the other thing, if you really want to hit the ceiling and develop like $100 million book of business and that sort of thing, which is possible, you need to be just extremely committed. There's a crossover where your job's about yourself to where it becomes about someone else. And it's kind of like, if it's here, it's about yourself. And then if it's here, it's more about the client. And if it's here, it's more about the client. If it's here, it's more about the client. And you need to decide if you want to be over here. What I can tell you is that if you're someone that really does commit and is really good at it, and the rewards will come in the long term, you're going to have a period in your 30s and even mid to late 40s where it's going to be very, very hard. But pretty soon, if you put in that kind of effort, you're suddenly going to find you're in a position where you never would have imagined financially, and in terms of the respect you get in the market and the number of clients you have, and that you're set up really for the rest of your life with continually business coming in and, respected in the community and by your family and so forth. It can make a huge difference, and it can be something, if that's what your goal is, that you may want. I mean, for some people, it doesn't work, but for others, it can really work really well. If you spend time around successful people, they're going to have a certain way of thinking about the world that's going to make you successful. It's kind of how they'll process information. So you'll take an unsuccessful person, the unsuccessful person will hear a piece of news and they may say, oh, the world's unfair, or that just goes to show, or you should feel sorry for yourself. And someone that's very successful will take the same piece of information and they'll process it in a way like, well, this is just a motivator to work harder, or it's not your fault, and that sort of thing. So you need to think like a successful person. And people that are successful in rising and doing things always process information in a different way and reach conclusions in a different way. And those are the kind of people you want to be around, because if you're around those kind of people, you're going to become like them. Those kind of people have goals. They'll share with you how they reach their goals. They'll share information with you that unsuccessful people don't have. And if you're around successful people, will show you how to do what it takes to become successful. You're going to learn to understand their values. You're going to be more likely to work hard and commit to things because they're committing as well, and you're going to see that if you commit, it's okay. And then you're going to look back a lot of times and you won't even realize how you became successful. But what really happened was it was around the people and the ideas and things that you picked up and their habits that helped make you successful. The most important thing is to have goals. And so you need to have goals that you're reviewing on an ongoing basis. I review goals that I have daily. I have overall goals, I have daily goals, I have weekly goals, monthly goals, quarterly goals, yearly goals. And so everybody needs to have goals because you need to know exactly where you're going. And if you know where you're going, that's going to help you quite a lot. You need to spend time with the right people. You want to avoid people that are having issues in their career, that are having issues with anything. The better people you surround yourself with, the better. You should be studying success, meaning you should be reading books about what can make you successful. You should be listening to tapes, anything that can help you, watching YouTube videos, just kind of getting out there and learning things. And then you need to start taking the right actions consistently. So it's not enough just to learn about what needs to make you successful. The next step is action. So I would say that 80% of the people that read and learn about what it takes to make them successful in something don't take action. It's the 20% that know what it takes and then take action that become successful.